Polish architect Jakub Chesney is on his way to one of his projects. 4 years ago, he discovered this gap between two buildings in Warsaw. Although it's too narrow for a driveway, he thought there was just enough room for a house. The house is 1.22 meters across at its widest point, making the finished product quite possibly the world's thinnest home.
This was the biggest challenge in my life because I've never done something as narrow.
At the entrance to the house, the building is just 72 centimeters wide, but inside it accommodates all the amenities of modern-day living. Israeli writer Etgar Keret is the official resident of the 14.5 square meter space. The house is located in the Wola district, once Warsaw's Jewish ghetto. Keret's mother was smuggled out of the ghetto as a child and escaped death. The author has already spent a few nights in the house that carries his family's name.
Well, you know, before I came here, I was very much afraid that it would be claustrophobic, you know, that it will be dark. I feel like as a sardine in a tin. But I actually feel very comfortable in it. I think it's designed in such a way, you know, there is a lot of light in it.
Under Polish law, the house is too small to be considered a residence, so it's classified as an art installation.
Well, the first time I've heard about this idea was that when Kuba called me and tried to explain to me over the phone the idea that he had for this very narrow house in Poland, explaining it all in English with a very heavy Polish accent, and it all sounded like a prank or a joke. I thought it was one of my friends trying to fool me.
Jakub Chesney belongs to a collective called Centrala that has a reputation for experimental architecture. Designing Keret House didn't take the 36-year-old much time. What did was the red tape, addressing ownership issues, building regulations, and financing. Chesney needed to drum up some 70,000 euros to realize the project. The steel frame was put together at a parking lot on the outskirts of Warsaw.
We have received 1/3 of the money we were applying for from the city of Warsaw, and which meant that we had to start building without having the whole sum. So we had to spend this 1/3 on what was the steel construction, but then the rest of the money, we had to find it somewhere.
Private donors helped. A Polish art foundation owns the house. Wedging the steel frame into the gap was a challenge. Keret House has won Chesney praise and calls from potential customers around the world.
Another possibility for a small house is actually here.
Filling building gaps has become Chesney's new mission. Keret House, he says, is just the beginning. Etgar Keret lives mostly in Tel Aviv. When he's not in Warsaw, Keret House is used by artists.
I couldn't imagine myself really living here, but I could imagine it as a working studio. Like, I could imagine myself coming here every day for a few hours, writing and thinking.
For Keret, the narrow house is inspirational. He says its architect has given tangible shape to a crazy idea.